checklist in the writer's room of open issues, open plots. This is all the stuff we want to wrap up in the last season.
Well, we've inherited. There is a legacy of stuff we've started, and so and that's not a bad thing. It helps us because we know what we sort of has stuff to seed to flourish, to help flourish. But we also, now that we're in this season and we know where we're going, we have an obligation to get there to our end, trying to use as many of the unresolved enigmas as we can, and service certain characters we'd like to either bring back or at least clarify what their destinies have been. So, I mean, it's a little of all of it. It's not like it's a huge list, but we do have some ideas of things we want to service for the bigger picture.
When the show goes on, as long as this one has, does it become harder or easier to sustain it, to keep it moving, keep that engine driving?
I don't think it's that hard because, one, we always introduce new characters every season. Maybe not this year, but we've always had someone come in who brings another element that challenges the boys in a somewhat altered way. Essentially it's a family story. So, you could say the same thing about, I suppose, the Waltons or, Gunsmoke. We don't have, a villain of the week always, but we have these struggles between the family members and the extended family members, and they manifest themselves in so many ways that it's pretty, it's not that hard to do. I mean, I don't think too many of us sit around and say, oh, now what do I write?
So over the years, I'm sure you've thought about how the show should end, or how you want the show to end. Has it changed a lot, or is there some thread in it that it's like, I always wanted this to be an ending?
I never had that thought. I mean, I didn't think about an ending. One, I didn't know if we would have the grace period of designing a year moving towards an ending. We did this on our terms, so in a kind of way we're lucky. You can never predict that in television. You might just get a phone call saying, wrap, it's a wrap. So I think that's sort of the way I was thinking, that one day it'll just stop. I'm very, generally I'm pretty happy with what we're doing in this season. There's still some outstanding questions that the writers have with one another about sort of big existential questions that are being explored, and they aren't resolved yet, so I don't know if I'll be as happy on Wednesday as I am today. But generally I think we're sticking in, we're trying to be true to the people we've created. We're trying to honor the people we've created that all of you liked, and not suddenly say it's all a dream. It never happened. So I never had a real long-term, I didn't have an end game in mind myself. But every writer has a different story.
With bringing back a lot of the ghosts and the demons and everything that boys have already defeated, how will the writers address that the last 14 years the boys haven't wasted their time, basically? And everything they did was for naught, it's starting all over.
Well, that's
again.
a conversation. They have a conversation with Cass. I think Dean is very troubled when he realizes that Chuck is a manipulator, that they're all puppets in his game, and he feels he has no identity. Everything I said upstairs. They feel like they have they're not standing on solid ground, and that their destiny is sham. And I think that is something that is a process. It doesn't get solved in a conversation, but they make the decision to pretend as if everything is the way it has to be, because as Cass will point out to them, whether it was God playing tricks on us or us doing it ourselves out in the world, we would have met the same crossroads, or they would have been different crossroads, but whatever crossroads we would have come across, we made the decision whether to go right or left. No one else did that to us. For some of them, I think there's the question of, do they have any moral strength left? For others, the question is this all an illusion? I mean, and that's, this can drive you into therapy, and so those things will be explored. I don't think those are questions we can totally resolve, but the exploration, I think, will be interesting. and they get validated through living their lives.